Hey, y'all. What's going on, my friends? Hey, hey. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Okay. I am so excited that you're here. Today, we are going to have another like business chat, just a little simple something. Let me see something real quick. Let me see. Oh, I can't change the orientation while we're live. Let me see. Can I do that? How does that look on your screens if I pull out like that? I feel like I'd be like all up in there and I want to pull back a little bit. Hey, y'all. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So today we are continuing our conversation on our business basics. Yesterday we hopped on live and we talked about how to formulate a business so that we are not the business. We talked about our options as far as what type of structure we needed to have in place as creative entrepreneurs. So today, I want to follow up with that conversation and talk about professionalism and how, as we start to structure our business, how we start to add an extra layer of professionalism that does a few things for us. We want to protect our privacy first and foremost. We want to protect our personal assets. We want to build community beyond the social media realm, and we need systems and infrastructures in place to do that. And then we want to show up in the most professional way possible so that when we reach out to folks, they know we mean business. So today we're going to have a conversation about one, two, three, four, five things that we can do as we're starting to form these creative businesses to ensure all of those touch points are being made. Okay. So, Instagram, I got you live over on my iPad, and then I can bounce back and forth between the live studio and my iPad. TikTok, I've got you live up on my cell phone that's right in front of me. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. I can actually see your comments. I can actually see your comments in my screen. So periodically, you'll see me look this way because my notes are this way. And I try to keep myself organized. So, yesterday, if you missed yesterday's live, it was our first live in a very long time. We hopped on, we talked about very important business structures that we needed to have in place as it relates to forming creative businesses. We talked about our options as far as structure is concerned. If you missed that conversation, be sure to go back and check it out. I left it up live, and I'm probably going to leave these conversations up for just a little bit, just because I know we're getting used to being back in this space and not everybody is familiar with me. And I know you all are going to want to have an opportunity to go back and kind of catch up. Now, if you're the type of person like this is early or you got stuff going on, I know I'm a mom. So I chose this time point because this is comfortable for me. Everybody's at the house and I can do this before I start meeting with clients. But if you ever feel like, you're going to be in a position where these conversations are getting good for you, but you may not be able to join us live every day, fear not. I've created a vault over on the website where you can get access to the replays. As I was telling the group yesterday, we're adding resources and downloadables and checklists. Like tomorrow, we'll have a quiz ready for you guys to take that'll help you determine what the best business structure is for your business. And all of those things will be available inside of the vault. $7 a month right now through the end of March, just as our introductory pricing, as we're getting back into the swing of being live and being in front of you all and kind of having these business conversations. But most importantly, if you can put a pin in your calendar for 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, that would be awesome because that is the time that I have slotted for us to be able to hop on, go live together, and have these types of business conversations. All right. So, for those of you that have never met me before, my name is Kay Whitaker, and I run a creative business myself. I've been in business on the internet since 2013. Like, I might age myself just a little bit, but I've been around since we were like blogging on WordPress. Okay, WordPress.com. But I have been through the ringers. I have seen a lot. I have done a lot. And the idea here is now that last year we opened a design firm, an interior design firm. And the idea here is, we got a lot of knowledge over the last 12 years. And while I'm a content creator, I want all of us to win. So I'm coming here in the mornings to spend this type of time with you to help you get the tools that you need to be true business owners. What I never want us to be is just content creators and solely dependent on social media in order to support our families. I don't know about you. I'm a mother. I have 4 children. I just can't afford to show up on the internet and it not lead to some type of income so that I can contribute to my household. And I know a lot of you all share those sentiments where if I'm going to spend my time doing something, it's got to turn into a little bit of coin. So we're having some very basic conversations before we get into the meat and potatoes. Some of it is kind of twofold. I want to share this with you because I want to be able to get you to the point where we can talk about automation and websites and all that good stuff, but we need some basics in place before we get there. So this is kind of like the business before we hop into the creative stuff. And I figure, if we spend a couple of weeks talking about this and you go every day and do what I'm asking you to do or advising you to do, then at some point you'll be able to catch up and really take advantage of the true structure that the internet has to offer. And it will be a very, very good thing for you. So today we're going to talk about some more separation stuff. Today we're going to talk about how you set your business up to be as professional as possible so that when you start doing outreach and start communicating with other businesses that you're taking seriously and that you are showing up in the most professional light ever. Okay. So as we're going through this conversation, I do have the chat kind of to the side because I have my notes up. But as you're coming in, please, please, please. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. As you're coming in, be sure to drop down in the comments and introduce yourself. Introduce yourself, your location, what type of business you run, so that I can get to know you. Okay. I want to know who you are. I want over time for us to build these beautiful relationships. And the only way that I can do that is if I see you over and over, is for you to drop your name and stuff in the comments. So eventually I will remember your name, be able to call you by name and know what type of business you run and provide examples that are specific to you. All right. So let's hop in. So when it comes to after you have gone through the process of determining what your business structure is going to be, hopefully most of us have fallen in the realms where LLC is going to be sufficient for us. Once we've decided that the LLC is it, there's a couple of things that we need to put in place so that once we get the LLC back, we're ready to rock and roll. I am not going to talk about financial stuff today because that's a conversation, a whole long conversation. We're just going to talk about like structural stuff. Like if we're building a house, these are the walls. Okay. It's not the furniture, the finances and stuff like that. That's the furniture and the accessories and stuff that go inside. But today we're building the walls. We're building the structure in order to support what we're going to do later. All right, or even the foundation. So first things first, in order for your business, if you ever think that you want to take out loans, you want to get financing, you want to get vendor accounts or anything like that, even as an influencer, if you ever need like lines of credit and stuff like that, you are going to need to have a few things in place. First of all, you need a business address, okay? And this cannot be your home address, all right? We want as much separation from us as the person and the business as possible, okay? So the business needs to have its own address. Okay, I ain't about to go lease no office building or nothing like that. That's not what I'm telling you to do. But what I am telling you to do is to get an address so that if something needs to be sent to you, it goes to that address. Now, if you're an influencer, you're probably thinking, well, I don't want my products to go there. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about official, formal business stuff needs to go somewhere outside of your home. And there's a couple of reasons why this is important. First of all, we don't want just everybody knowing where we live. We want the ultimate level of privacy, right? And the way to do that is by getting a virtual address somewhere else, because this can absolutely be virtual, that will allow you to collect mail, to have an official business address, and to be able to create some separation between you and your business. Okay. Now, there's a lot of ways that you can do this. Okay. A whole lot of ways that you can do this. Even if you are choosing the sole proprietor route, because that's just what it is right now, you still need to have a separate address from your home address. And it doesn't need to say P.O. Box. Okay, because a lot of companies that offer lending and stuff like that, they don't want PO boxes. They want actual physical addresses, and you need to be able to get one of those rather quickly, and it doesn't have to be expensive. Okay, now I personally use a company called One Postal. I've used them forever, or iPostal, I'm sorry. And the thing that I love about iPostal is that you can find addresses. They're going to act in a couple of ways, right? They're going to act like a UPS mailbox or um, a PO box where you can accept mail, but you also have the ability, especially in the United States, like I am outside of San Antonio in a city that nobody knows about, okay, unless you're from here. But I when I want to show up professionally, I want my business address to show up in like a metropolitan city. Okay. Now, in order for me to do that, I got with iPostal, or I created an iPostal account, and I was able to locate a location that was within minutes to me, that had the big city San Antonio address, that can collect my mail, and that can also provide like a physical address that's not a PO box. Okay. I'm going to actually put them up on the screen for you to be able to do a screenshot of the QR code if you're on your phone, or not a screenshot, where you can scan it. If you're on your phone, just take a screenshot and then email it to yourself so that you can um, do the boop boop later. But here's what I like about iPostal. One, when you set up an account with iPostal, you get to choose your state, then you get to choose the city that you want your address to be listed in. And then you can choose like a radius of where you are, which will allow you to find something that's close to you. Okay. I've got an address that's within driving minutes of where I am. And it actually allows me to be able to go pick up my mail, accept mail, even if somebody wants to send me something. Like I get a lot of PR, and that is not always like, if I don't have a contract in place with the brand, most of the time I'm telling the PR to go to this address. I list this address everywhere. It's in my signature, it's on the website. It is everywhere because I don't want at all for people to know my personal address unless we have some type of formal business together that requires you to come here. You can choose your box size. You can choose different levels. Even if you decided that, hey, I want to use this virtual address not only for my business, I want to list some people that I can also accept mail there from. It allows you to do that too. The options are very, very inexpensive. I want to say they start at like $15 a month. And in addition to an address, there's some other things that you can do if you're not ready for what we're going to discuss as far as like phone numbers and stuff like that, that you have the ability to do there. I saw a couple of you all do some screenshots. Yay. But make sure you go and check that out because you need to separate yourself. Even if you're going to have a physical location, if you're not there yet, this is a great way to be official. And when you go to start applying for funding and credit and stuff like that with the banks, they're going to want a physical address that does not say PO box, even though it acts as a PO box. Okay. So iPostal, very good resource. I've been using them for years. They are located around the country. You just need to go to the website and choose and figure out how to do it. If you are technically if you are not the most tech savvy, if you join the vault, I'll put up a link for that later. If you join a vault tomorrow, I'll be adding a video into the vault on how you go and choose a virtual address and get everything set up. That'll be there as a demonstration. Okay. So that's first things first. All right. Hey, Miss D. Second thing that you want to do is we need to get you set up with a professional email address. Okay. Don't fight me when I say this. All right. Gmail is not a professional email address. Your business at gmail.com? No, ma'am. No, sir. We cannot do that. Now, you can use Gmail, like everything, my whole business is set up on Google Workspace. Okay. But we need to pay for Google Workspace so that we can have an email address that reflects the domain of our business. Okay. So this is a two-part series, two-part step, right? First of all, you've got your business name, you filed your LLC, you got your address. Now you need a domain, even if you're not getting ready to purchase or build out a website. You need to go lock down the domain name for your business, meaning the website address for your business, so that when you are ready to build your website, you own it. Especially if you have a name that's kind of popular, there are domain vultures out here. Okay. There are people that go out and purchase popular domain addresses and sit on them so that they can sell them. You don't want to fall victim to that. Okay. You want to go and get your stuff locked down as quick as possible. You can go to places like namecheap.com. You can go to GoDaddy. You can go to SiteGround. There's a lot of places that you can go that will allow you to purchase a domain address. Okay. And not have to necessarily build your website on it. Now, when you go get the domain address, all you need is the domain address. Okay. Don't add nothing else unless it's like privacy. You can do like privacy. I want to say it's like $10 or something, depending on who you're getting it from, where if somebody looks it up, they can't tell who owns it. But just go get the domain address. Okay. So kwhitaker.com. I went and got kwhitaker.com, .org, all the things, because I wanted to be the one that owned it. But when I got it, I made sure then that I went to Google Workspace directly. Do not get your Google email address through your domain provider. You want to sign up with Google Workspace directly so that if you ever change hosting companies or anything like that, your email don't go down. Okay. And I know I might be talking over some of you all's heads. We're going to come back to this later, but I'm just trying to make a point here so that you understand what I'm talking about. Go to Google Workspace, get the least expensive option that's there, so that you can set up a professional email address. And the thing that I love about Google Workspace is you can pay for one email address, but then you can create aliases. So let's say you want an email address for you personally, but you want to use an email address that's more general when you're doing your outreach, or if you're on social media, like you don't want people to have direct access to you when they are emailing you, then you can go and purchase your domain address, go to Google Workspace, get everything set up, and set up one email. And then you can create, I think, up to 5 aliases per email address, meaning I have info@kwhitaker.com. I have podcast@kwhitaker.com. I have marketing@kwhitaker.com. I'm just throwing some stuff out, right? I have my personal email address at kwhitaker.com. Well, all of those emails, if someone sends an email to that email, can come into my personal account, but I can choose how I respond to them based on the alias, if that makes sense. So you get the benefit of having multiple emails, but only having to pay for one license, especially if it's just you. Okay. Another benefit to that is that when you're working with like assistants and stuff like that, you can physically give people access to monitor your email. But the most important thing here, without getting too deep into the weeds of it, we can talk about this for a very long time, is that you want a professional email address that points to where you will be living on the internet. So kwhitaker.com, my email is info@kwhitaker.com. I look like a real business. If I'm going with Google Workspace and I use iPostal for my address, I can set up a Google My Business without having to have a real business address. And if you're using Google My Business and you want people to go and leave you reviews on Google, I'll be the first to say that is one of my major goals this year, because I get testimonials. I have them sent them to me, but I want to build up my Google presence. And the easiest way to do that is to have your business communication system as far as like your everyday communication. I'm not talking about your CRM. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but I'm talking about your everyday communication set up on Google, but just not showing up as a Gmail account. Okay. It offers layers of protection for you. So the security is way more efficient than just in a general Gmail account. When you have a domain address, you're more likely to make it to people's inbox and not be taken as spam. When you are emailing directly, you get all of the benefits to having a Google account. So, like the Google Drive with storage, you get the Google Meets if you need to have virtual meetings and you don't necessarily want to pay for Zoom. You can have the benefit of using Google Meets. You get the Google My Business, which you cannot get with just a regular Gmail, and you are good to go. Okay. So, that's thing number two. First, we went to iPostal. We got our physical address. Second, we went and purchased our domain and then went to Google Workspace and set up email. Okay. Now that you have that done, we need a phone number. We need a phone number. And let me go back before I start talking about the phone number. Okay. When you have, here, Greta, let me put up the QR code for the vault. Here you go. When you have a professional email address, we're talking about funding, long-term funding, stuff like that, right? When you have a professional email address, banks, lenders, investors, stuff like that, they're going to take you a little bit more serious. Credit cards, they're going to take you a little bit more serious. So everything that we're talking about is not just so that you can look official, it's so that you can act it as well, because you are a business, you are an employee of your business. And right now, you are the executive administrator where you are going out and getting all of this administrative work done. Okay. So eventually you can automate this stuff. Okay. And we'll talk about why your email address is important in just a second, too, as far as automation is concerned. All right. So now, that you have your email address, now we need a phone number. Okay. Now we need a phone number. Now I am going to say this. Okay. What is the word I'm looking for? You have a couple of options when it comes to phone numbers, and I want to help you think through how you choose how you get your phone number. Okay. We got to do some goal setting, some level setting really quickly so you can understand which route you need to take as it relates to setting up your phone number. Now, yesterday we talked about structure and having like your LLC or your sole proprietorship, so on and so forth. If you don't imagine that you'll be using the internet in a very big way, then you can take a less expensive route to getting a phone number through something like iPostal. You have the ability to get a phone number through them as well. Um, you also, though, want to think about how you want your business to operate and what you want to be able to do long term. So, I'm about to get into the weeds a little bit because, as an automation person and as an online marketer, these are some things that you want to be thinking about even from the beginning to help you make decisions on how you set yourself up later. Okay. So, let's talk for a second. Let's say you are, where are you? Misty, where you at? Oh my gosh, I lost you. Let's say you got a stationery company. I'm gonna use the example from the person that participated today. Let's say you start your stationery company and you are going to do e-commerce, right? You're gonna do e-commerce, meaning you're gonna sell from your website. You might set up some affiliate shops on the TikTok shop, eventually Amazon, stuff like that. You're gonna put those systems in place, Shopify, all that good stuff, right? You're gonna have a database of people. And depending on how your business works, you may have to take calls for like support. Okay. If you need to be able to support people making outbound calls or people calling in, don't you, okay, don't use Google Voice. Okay. I know it's free or real cheap, but when somebody pick up the phone and call and they say, please state who you are so we can connect you, we don't want to do that. That's not the most professional in the world. We want to be able to set up a phone system that allows us to automate. Okay. And I'm not going to go, oh God, this could get really, really deep. When we are setting up the phone system, we want to be able to record professional voicemails, meaning we want somebody else to do a voiceover for us, probably on Fiverr, to say what we want them to say. We want to set up routing options so that if they need to speak to somebody else that's not us, we have the ability to automatically route the call. We want to be able to text in our marketing, especially for those of us that are doing like e-commerce or are trying to build our community outside of just the social media. We want to be able to text. And we need one phone number to be able to do all of this. Okay. Google Voice is not enough. It's not something that you can integrate into, say, something like a CRM, which is where this conversation is going to go to, that is going to help you build your database so that you own your community, right? Yesterday, we talked about structure and making sure that we're structured as a business so that we can be flexible, we can move in these streets, right? Today, as we're talking about setting up this infrastructure stuff, this is also providing flexibility and making sure that we're able to scale and grow. So, getting a phone number just to have a phone number so you can make outgoing calls or stuff like that, that's not enough because a phone number for your business can do so much more. And we want to make sure that if at all possible, we can start out the gate the correct way. So when it comes to a phone number, we need to say, okay, are we ready to attack the internet? The answer should be yes. If you're going to the internet, you need to be ready to attack. Okay. Or are we just using this phone number as a means to be able to place calls and stuff like that? And I have no desire in the future to be able to market to people via text messaging to grow my list or anything like that. If the answer is just, I'm just using this so my clients can call me, our postal will give you a phone number. You can, when they call, you can route it to your personal cell phone. Okay. But if it's the latter, where you're like, no, I need this phone number to be multifunctional, then we need to incorporate systems that are going to help us be dynamic in the future as well, which is what leads me to saying we need a CRM. Okay. A client relationship management system. And we need a CRM that is multifunctional, that is not just email marketing, building our list. We need something that is going to support our business and connect into other basic tools like our project manager, our websites, and communicate with one another at the same time. Calendar setting, all of that stuff. So when you're thinking about your phone number, because I'm talking about a lot of tools today, right? I done told you to go get an address at postal. I done told you to go buy your domain. I done told you to go get Google Workspace. Like I know in your brain, you like, damn, how many subscriptions am I gonna have to have? A pause, right? I'm trying to get you to a place where you don't have to have that much. And if you get one CRM that can handle everything for you, then you don't have to have that many subscriptions. Your domain address, once a year, once every 2 years, once every 3 years, you'll pay for that. Okay. Google Workspace, you can choose to pay by the year. You can choose to pay monthly, depending on how your finances are set up. That's going to be up to you and how you roll. You might have to start off monthly, make a little coin, and then, upgrade later. Ain't nothing wrong with that. When it comes to your CRM, when it comes to building your community, when it comes to building your list, when it comes to having a phone number, you want one tool that can do multiple things and connect into other stuff so that one, you don't have 900 different ecosystems that you got to log into. You can log into one spot. And then two, you ain't got people hitting that business account in subscription mode every single month, wearing your expenses down. Okay. So, depending on your business and the structure of your business, there are a couple of CRMs that I recommend. Okay. Now, for my service based business owners that are doing more like consulting work, that have like bigger ticket items, that might have a team, stuff like that, there's a CRM that I don't really recommend it unless I'm working with you in order to implement it because it is such a big deal. But there is one, and I personally use it in my own business that allows you to have a phone number, that allows you to do email marketing, that allows you to create like your automation. So I'm a content creator. So a lot of times you'll see me post something like on Instagram and be like, leave a comment and I'll send you a link. Yep, we can do that in there. I can post to my social media. I can plan out my social media. I can do all my invoicing. I can send contracts. Like we can do it all. Okay. So I know we're talking about a phone number, but I'm also talking about a tool that is going to help you manage your business and do it at an affordable price. Because if you know anything about technology, you know that when we start talking CRMs and not just email marketing systems, that the price tag goes up. So the one that I recommend you can get for as low as $100 and manage 3 different businesses, 3 different accounts, 3 different phone numbers, 3 different systems to segment your audience. Depending, like if you multifaceted, for me, I run my marketing agency through it, I run my interior design firm through it, and then I got one more space to add my husband's business to it when we're finished structuring it out. And all 3 of them will function separately. They will process payments separately, go to separate business accounts, and give me the functionality that I need without having to learn all of these different systems. So you get it for the phone number, but you also have the ability to do all of these other things that you're going to need to have in place from the jump. Because if you come into the internet, you need an offer. You need somewhere to send people to get on your list outside of social media. If you're selling products, you need a way to deliver discount codes, all kinds of stuff. Okay. You're going to need this regardless. I'm going to put a QR code up on the screen. You can get a 30-day trial on it. In the vault, I will be doing videos on how to get set up. I'm going to let you loose with this on your own because they also have support that's available 24/7 with people that actually know the technology that can help walk you. They actually do what's called an onboarding call where they get on with you, help you get everything set up, show you how to make sure everything is operable and functional and working properly so that you can get to work. Take about 30 minutes. And I want to say that some of my clients that have signed up have even said that they've gotten a small discount for a couple of months by taking the time to do the little 30-minute onboarding call. If you need more help, you can go to my website and schedule a call with me. We can talk through what you need and I can tell you how I can help you, but you don't even need me in this season. You just need the app. Okay. So I'm going to put the QR code up here for you to take a screenshot and do what you got to do. Okay. Now, this is Go High Level. It is a technology SaaS tool. It's the one that I use. I like it. I've been using it for months, and it is one that I trust small business owners to be able to utilize on their own without me. Okay. And it's at a price point that I feel like is affordable and attainable, even if you're new. Okay. Even if you're new, this will give you your phone number. This will allow you to call, text, and market. Okay. Call, text, and market. You need your phone number to be able to do all of those things. And you can route the call. You can do formal voicemails. You can set a timer on when you're accepting calls, especially like if you're solo and this is coming to your phone. They have a wonderful app that you can put on your phone, and you can set the times that I'm only accepting business calls between this time and this time. You kind of block it out. You get a calendar with it as well so that you can do your scheduling, all that good stuff. We'll talk about more of that later. We're going to get into CRMs real deep. But for now, when you go to get your phone number, get this tool and then set your phone number up through there. And then you will also be able to pull in your email through the CRM, which will allow you to do some automated stuff, which is really going to be helpful. And we're going to talk about that in the days to come. Okay. So, business address, professional phone system, all right, and email domain setup and management so that you ain't showing up in these streets, Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, all that good stuff. Who got AOL still? I'm not judging you, but I am. All right. So now we got our LLCs. We rocking and rolling. We done went got our business address. We got this professional email. Like we are official. You can't tell us nothing. Notice I ain't said nothing about no logo. I ain't said nothing about your website yet. None of that matters. Okay. None of it matters if these systems are in place for you to be able to support whatever work you're going to try to do to get people to come to you into your business, okay? Because your logo is just a visual representation of your company. It does speak volumes, and we'll talk about branding and all that other kind of stuff. But we're building the foundation, and this is the foundational stuff. All right. Finally, we want to go, and this is going to lead us into a financial conversation later. But finally, we want to get an EIN for the company because our LLC can't take payments without an EIN, which is an employee identification number. It does not mean that you're going to have employees. It just means this is how the government is going to identify your company as a company that is taking money from other folks. Okay. And should you ever decide to hire employees or anything like this is how they're going to identify you. Your EIN is like your company's social security number. Okay. You will use your EIN when you apply for financing, when you open your bank account, all that good stuff. Depending on what type of financing you're going to need, you may need a DUNS number two. That's deep. We'll revisit that later. But for now, you need to go online and apply for your EIN. An EIN is free. You don't have to pay for that. And if you do it during the day, you can get it the same day. Okay. Once you have your LLC papers back, because you're going to need your incorporation papers with dates of formation and all that stuff when you're applying for your EIN, once you have that back, you can go online, apply for your EIN, and then that will allow you to do some of this financial stuff because you're going to have your CRM where you can accept payments and all that good stuff. But you can't legally accept payments. Like payment processors will not process your payments without you having your EIN. It's like your company's social security number. Okay. So we got business address, we got phone number, we got professional emails, and then we're going to get our EIN. Okay. Foundation set. From here, once we have all of these things, we can go open a bank account. We can start applying for net 30s with some companies to start building like basic business credit so that our business can start to establish its own reputation without us as the business owner. Without these things, that is impossible. You will be having to put up your personal stuff, your social security number, your physical address in order to be able to be a representative of your company. And in some cases, depending on the credit, you might have to do that. It's called a personal guarantee. But we want to do as much as possible to allow our business and find companies. I can bring somebody in to talk about business financing and stuff like that. And there are companies that if you do this for like 6 months, they'll report to the business credit bureaus for you. And then you'll be able to apply with your business's EIN, DUNS number, all that good stuff to get the stuff that the business need. And you won't have to put your personal guarantee on it, making you personally liable if something goes wrong. But none of that can happen without these things. Got to get these things first. Okay. So your action steps today are to go, once you have determined what your business structure is going to be, I want you to get your business structure in place. Okay. And then I want you to go to iPostal. Let me put it back up here real quick, just in case y'all need it. Go to iPostal and choose the type of mailing you need. Okay. Whether you want it to be personal and then allow the business to come in, or if you want it to be business, there's options there. Go choose. Okay. Get that set up so you can get a physical address. Your address is going to be the address, street number, street address, number, whatever your unit number is going to be. P.O. box nowhere in there, and it is an address that can be used in Google My Business, all that good stuff. It makes you official, okay? Even though you're not there, all right? So go get your virtual address. Determine if you just using a phone number to take calls for client calls, or if you actually want to do some real marketing. And if so, then I need you to go get your CRM. Okay. Go get your CRM. It's going to give you 30 days for free. All right. And you can meet with one of the experts over there to do your onboarding so you can save a little coins in the upcoming months as well. This particular CRM, 3 accounts in one, 3 accounts for the price of one. All right. I'll do a little bit of chit chatting about how all of that works over in the vault. Okay. I got, no, we're not going there. All right. And then outside of that, if you want to see how to get this stuff done, get in the vault. If you scan this QR code, it's going to take you to what's called the K Club. Normally, right now, we got it set up at $47 a month. That's okay. I'm going to make this actually big so you can see it. If you use the code March25 at checkout, it'll give it to you for $7 a month for it, the entirety time that you have it. Okay. We are uploading these replays into the vault. And on Fridays, we are uploading the resources that are supporting these conversations into the vault as well. Okay. So let me head over to the chat and see if y'all have any things. Are there links that we can have if using our phone? Yeah, Greta, if you are on Facebook, look in the description. I want to say I left all of it in the description. And as a matter of fact, let me put iPostal in the chat, and you should be able to get it. Let me see. Reply. Greta, I just replied to you for the iPostal. If you have to screenshot the QR code, here's how you make this work. I realize some of you are watching from your phone. Take a screenshot, email it to yourself, and then scan the QR code from your computer. Okay. All right. And that's it, y'all. Do y'all have any questions? This is very simple. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible so that it's not something that you won't want to do. The whole idea here is to get in position where these are things that you actually want to do and you don't have to worry about it being complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know when things are complicated that we tend not to do them because as creatives, we got our mindset on the creative thing that we do. So sometimes this administrative stuff can seem hard. But what I'm trying to do in these conversations is break it down for you piece by piece, day by day, so that it doesn't have to be that hard. Great information. I'm so glad. Wondering whether I'm so glad it's helpful. Okay, so that's the conversation for today. Tomorrow we'll be back with another one of these basic business building practices. I promise y'all we're gonna get to the online marketing stuff. I guarantee you. It's just I want you to have this stuff in place so that when I start telling you to do all this other fancy stuff, you got the infrastructure in place to do it. All right? Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. It has been an absolute blast. You're welcome, Greta. It has been an absolute blast, and I am looking forward to coming back here tomorrow with y'all, same time. Now, invite your friends, okay? Tell everybody to come. We want as many people on these lives as possible during the day. I know that's gonna take time, but invite a business buddy so y'all can help keep each other accountable. You need community, and you need people that are on the same page as you, working towards the same things as you. Okay. That's it, y'all. We done. I'm gonna go make me some breakfast. Go make me some breakfast. Go do my little garden walk. See what's going on out there. I got new roses I need to open. I'm gonna show y'all those later on. Woo-hoo. We got luxury homes. So I got luxury homes. I can chit chat now because the conversation is coming to an end. We got luxury homes and furniture and all that other kind of stuff, but we also have luxury flowers. We also have luxury roses, and I got a couple that I gotta unbox them and share them with y'all. I don't know if y'all are like outside people, but baby, I cannot wait to get this box open. It's been sitting on my patio for a couple of days, so I gotta get it open today. So I'm gonna do a little unboxing video for Instagram, TikTok, and all the places. Y'all, they so pretty. They so pretty. And when they reached out to me, it was a immediately yes. Immediately, yeah. Send that to me, please. I'll take 14. Anyways, okay. That's it, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I will see y'all in the morning. Oh, I love roses, Misty. Like, I don't know. Whew. Like I have between my front yard and my backyard, I think I have 17 roses now. And I every day, like I got an email today that said one of the new roses that I'd been looking at, it's like this purple with this white in it, is back in stock, and I'm like, yeah, that's the goal, is to make rose water with them this year. Last year is when I added all of them to the garden. Great for your skin, great for your hair. I can't wait. Ooh. And these, like, I got one that's a climber and it kind of weeps a little bit. I've got the arch, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not the arch, the arbor on the way for it to be able to install it, baby. Mm. It is going. I can't wait till she start like falling over and all of them smell real good. I'm gonna see you later. I'm sure see you later. I'm gonna do that unboxing. I'm gonna try to get it done before my client meeting. I'm gonna do that unboxing and post it so you can see it. I got a little discount code. Hey, hey. So that if y'all want to shop with them, you can. And baby, ooh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. All right, y'all. Enjoy your day. We'll be back in the morning. Um, and I will